So, welcome to lecture 34, that is the natural source of antioxidants for health defense. So, as you see previous lectures, we are discussing about the quality of organic foods, and somehow we have focused towards the secondary metabolites, because if you see the quality of organic foods, that means the food quality as in general the food quality, because of higher content of secondary metabolites in organic foods, and that is what needed for the defense mechanism to fight against many diseases in the human health. So, that is why this lecture is natural sources of antioxidants for health defense, means the antioxidants they can fight against the many like cancer, cancer diseases, and this the how the organic foods have the higher content of antioxidants, and what are the natural sources, means because body the natural sources can be you can have regularly of natural sources of antioxidants, so that you can keep your body fit or you can avoid some many chronic diseases. So, this we will discuss in this lectures about the natural sources of antioxidants for the health defense. So, you can see you are what you eat, that means the your body means is yours, that is your body is yours, and you need to manage your body, and because managing your body, keeping your body fit, the food has a important very significant role in keeping you fit, in addition to other many other things are there, but the what you take, what you daily intake, that regulates to that leads to defining your the health status, how you can maintain your health through your food. So, that is a various stresses and the pollutants, because either you can go for the excessive work or the smoking, chronic infections or the pollutions, excessive sun stress and malnutrition, that is a poor nutritional foods release free radicals in human body, which cause damage to various organs. That means, if you see this figure, so there is a stresses comes from the pollutions or the excessive sun stress or the stresses, but the either the mental stress, maybe sometimes they go for the depressions or the work pressures, excessive work, that comes a mental stress, or maybe poor nutrition, the food you are eating, the poor nutrition. So, those things they causes or they favors the formation of free radicals in human body. So, there is a free radicals means they are unpaired electrons, that is reactive compounds are formed in the human body. So, once there is a formation of free radicals, so they do make cell damage. So, that a damaged cell, so due to formation of free radicals, so they do cause cell damage, and this is a normal cell and the damaged cell due to the regular or the formation of free radicals. But if you have the antioxidants, antioxidant means they do neutralize the free radicals, they do donate the electrons, so that the they can have a scavenging effect on the free radicals. So, they make them that they inert or unreactive, the compounds can become unreactive, less reactive by having antioxidants. When you apply, when you take regularly antioxidants, then your cell can be fit, that can remain free from the free radicals damage, that can be healthy cells. So, that is what. So, if there is a damage of cells slowly, so it may happen after accumulation. So, that leads to mainly cancer disease due to the damage of the free radicals causing the cell damage. To protect this, we should have the antioxidants. So, mostly how we can the antioxidant means the free radicals are oxygen or nitrogen based molecules with unpaired electron that are generated by a number of metabolic process within the body. As see this, so these free radicals are generated in the body. Preventive nutrition is proactive and holistic, generally boosts human body own repair mechanism and defense against odd factors like stress generating free radicals. So, you have the in our body also there are enzymes. So, the enzyme they are released, they do fight back this, and they do not allow the formation of free radical itself. So, you have self defense mechanism in the body also there. So, some enzymes here they do fight back, and they do not allow the formation of favor the formation of the free radicals. But in addition to that, we need to have external supply of the antioxidants, so that you can neutralize, you can deactivate the free radicals. So, that is a plant antioxidants, the natural antioxidants are the vital constituent in food which promote health defense by neutralizing or scavenging the action of free radicals to avoid cell damage. So, you need to have the regular supply of the natural antioxidants by the intake of the fresh fruits and vegetables. Those are rich in antioxidants. We should have the fruits and vegetables regularly. So, that can have a health defense and that can neutralizing or the scavenging action of free radicals can be enhanced by having this natural antioxidant in our regular diet. In general, the consumer perceives that organic foods as being healthier and safer than the conventional food, because you say that organic foods that contains higher content of antioxidants as compared to the conventional foods, as I discussed just in the last class, because the stress mechanism. Organic foods have a stress mechanism and supply a balanced nutrition including macro and micronutrients, and the stress mechanism that helps the formation of the secretion of phytohormones or the phytochemicals in the plant body, and those are the secondary metabolites. The higher the secondary metabolites contents, and those are they have the higher antioxidant activity of these food crops, and especially organic foods have the higher antioxidant activity, and having the organic foods regularly. So, we can protect the human being from many of the health related issues, and especially the disease like cancer. So, that means the antioxidant, the main components of the, because I see the organic foods or the natural sources of fruits and vegetables having the higher antioxidant. So, you have to have a regular intake of fruits and vegetables. So, what is that antioxidant? That is required, daily required antioxidants for the daily intake or daily diets. That is a substance that opposes oxidations or inhibits reactions promoted by oxygens or the peroxide. That means, so the oxidation reaction is inhibited by the antioxidant. There is no formation of free radicals, because by releasing, giving the electron, that compounds become active, reactive, very reactive compounds. To make it less reactive, that you have to stop the oxidations. So, that is what is done by the chemical definition of antioxidants job, or the biological definition says synthetic or natural substances that prevent or delay the deterioration of a product or are capable of counteracting the damaging effects of oxidations in animal tissue. And Institute of Medicine definition says a substance that significantly decreases the adverse effect of reactive species, such as reactive oxygen species or reactive nitrogen species on normal physiological function of humans. So, these are the definition of antioxidants. So, as you take they can neutralize the formation of, they can have scavenging effect, they can stop the formation of, they can limit the formation of free radicals in human body. So, what are these reactive oxygen species? They are formed the human body, and regularly, as you say the reason is because of the stress, excessive stress, maybe work stress or the mental stress is a working habit. So, that makes a stress in human body, or you are taking the bad food, very junk foods, that causes also the release of free radicals or excessive sun stress. So, these are the diets, what diets you are taking, the bad foods you are taking, what type of you are taking, most of the foods are rich high the pesticide residue, those type of foods you are taking. So, that causes the formation of free radicals. Those are the superoxides. These are the examples of free radicals. They form the human body. Superoxides, O2 minus dot, or hydroxyl radical, peroxy radicals, alkoxy radicals, or peroxynitrite. So, these are the free radicals they form in human body as a result of stress, inflammations, or the poor nutrition that enhances the formation of the free radicals. And what they do target the tissues, proteins, lipids, and DNA. So, these free radicals are they are very active, highly reactive, they are unpaired, they have the unpaired electrons. So, they do make the cell damage. So, they do damage the tissues, they do damage the proteins, lipids, or DNA damage. Finally, they lead to the disease like cancer. So, to counteract the formation of free radicals, then we use antioxidants. So, what is the job of antioxidants? What antioxidants do really? So, they prevent the formation of reactive oxygen species. So, antioxidants they do not allow the formation of these the free radicals, these are the reactive oxygen species, they are the free radicals. So, they cause the cell damage, they prevent formation of reactive oxygen species or the inhibit the oxidation process in the body. So, that the free radicals formations are inhibited, or they scavenge or remove the reactive oxygen species before they can damage the important biomolecules, or that say proteins, lipids and DNA. So, before they make damage, they can scavenge or remove the reactive oxygen species, or they aid the human body's natural defenses, which includes enzyme, because what you say in a human body the natural defense mechanism. So, these are the enzymes, they are available, they are present in the body like superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione peroxidase and glutathione reductase. The job of the enzymes here, they have to counterbalance the formation of the free radicals, they do not allow the formation of free radicals, these enzymes, and the activity of the enzymes are increased by having more and more antioxidants. They do help that human body's natural defense mechanism, they boost the natural defense mechanism, and they repair the oxidative damage, the free radicals, and the prevent mutation, change of gene also prevented by having the antioxidants. So, the thing that, so what is the role of, so same we are continuing, what is the role of the antioxidants? An antioxidant is a molecule that capable of inhibiting the oxidation of other, that means that stops the oxidation process, that stops, they want to stop the formation of free radicals, or the that's a compound that unpaired electrons formations is stopped or can be reduced in the body having antioxidants. Oxidation is a chemical reaction that transfers electrons or hydrogens from a substance to the oxidizing agent. So, that is oxidation reaction can produces free radicals, in turn these radicals can start chain reaction. So, the normal oxygen atoms, so if there is a oxidation process, say electron loss, and that creates free radicals. So, if there is the free radicals formations takes place due to oxidations, and that is the reason you are discussed because of the stress or the bad foods or the many other reasons are there was the free radical formation takes place, then there is a free radical setup chain. So, there is a setup chain that causes the cell damage. So, that is the erosion of the cell membranes due to the formation of these free radicals. So, antioxidants, what are the job of antioxidant? They terminate this chain reaction by removing free radical intermediates and inhibit other oxidation reactions. So, what antioxidant they do? So, they inhibit the formation of the free radicals, so that they can protect the cells from the damage. So, that is what the role of antioxidants. They do not allow the formation of, they neutralize the free radicals, and they do not allow the formation of free radicals. By these steps, the defensive mechanism of antioxidants functions through several routes. That is, first to inhibit the formation of active oxygen species and free radicals. That means, the reactive oxygen species are inhibited by having antioxidants in the body. The second, the radical scavenging antioxidants methods, and third, by the repair and cleansing of oxidatively damaged lipids, proteins and DNA. So, that is what the role of antioxidants. As you take the enzymes, the different enzymes are there in the body. So, they do not allow the formation or they neutralize or the scavenging activity and the free radicals. So, these are the classification of antioxidants. So, we have the synthetic or natural. We have synthetic and natural antioxidants. In the synthetic, primary, secondary. As we are discussing, the natural antioxidant means they are all plant origins. So, or can come from the fish and meat also. So, those are the natural antioxidants. So, these are the antioxidants, ascorbic acids, that is vitamin C, the beta carotenes, vitamin A, anthocyanin, vitamin E, the tocopherols, flavonoids and polyphenols. These are the natural antioxidants. They are supplied either from the plant based products or the animal based products. So, if you see the natural antioxidants, these are the those antioxidants that are found in natural sources such as fruits, vegetables, milk and meats. So, most common antioxidants found everyday foods, that means as you take the everyday foods as fruits, vegetables, milk and meats, these are the vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, vitamin E, this is tocopherols, vitamin A, that is carotenoids, various polyphenols including the flavonoids and the anthocyanin as type of flavonoids. So, these are the antioxidants we do take regularly in the human diet. So, these are the structure of the antioxidants as the vitamin C, polyphenols, vitamin E and the vitamin A. So, now discuss are the common natural antioxidants and their sources. So, what are the antioxidants usually these are the left side, see these are the compound name, these antioxidants and the natural sources, how can get, which type of fruits and vegetables we can get those antioxidants like vitamin C, ascorbic acid. So, the sources are the mostly citrus fruits and some vegetables and tomato, they can supply the ascorbic acids, that is vitamin C, and vitamin A that comes from the vitamin E, that is a tocopherol, that comes from the cereal grains, broccoli, sprouts, the cauliflowers, the cooking oils, olive oil, sunflower oil or the safflower oils, then almond and black rice. Black rice is a good source of vitamin E, because that is anthocyanin pigments, also black pigments are there. So, vitamin E that comes from the black rice too. Beta carotenes as vitamin A. So, this comes from vegetables such as the spinach, tomato, carrots, sweet potato, then apricots and papaya, that gives the beta carotenes. Similarly, flavonoids are the polyphenols you can get from potato, tomato, lettuce, onion, wheat, dark chocolate, grapes, red wine, black tea and black rice. Also you can have the flavonoids, polyphenols, then you can have the various polyphenol compounds you can get from green tea, the many red and purple fruits, vegetables such as red cabbage, blueberries. So, these are the red colored cabbage, such as red cabbage or the blueberries. So, this is the polyphenols are they have the better health benefits, like they have many polyphenols, they can fight back, they do not allow the formation of the free radicals in the human body. Smell lycopene, that say you can get from tomato, papaya, watermelon, pink grapefruit and the guava, and coenzyme Q10, that is also an antioxidant enzyme that you can get from the wheat bran, fish and the chicken liver. So, these are the natural sources from where. So, you can get the antioxidants, but you need the regular diet. So, those these fruits or the vegetables or the milk products or the fish that can be included in the regular diet, so that you can get the regular supply of natural antioxidants. They can fight, they can have a defense, they can increase the defense mechanism of the human body. So, think that, so how can consume, the consumption also depends upon the how we are consuming the antioxidants, so that it can increase the defense mechanisms. So, this is the natural antioxidants and technique to optimize consumption, how we can increase the consumption of the or the effectiveness of the antioxidants that can be very effective in the human body. So, you can see the few examples here like ascorbic acids, vitamin C, how this can be very effective through fruit consumption, particularly citrus fruit, and also you have to consume moderate quantities of citrus fruit throughout the day to increase the absorption of the ascorbic acids or the vitamin C. Flavonoids, so that is polyphenols, the consumption of whole grain fruits such as the whole wheat bread and consume lots of green vegetables, that can increase the flavonoid the intake in the human body. They eat tocopherol rich fruits like your olive oil, the oils and the almonds with some sorts of unsaturated fats like your the olive oil. So, this one, the consumption or the use of the flavonoids to body can be the availability can be better. Beta carotenes, so it consume fruits and vegetables with a reddish orange color such as carrot and papaya. So, that can supply the beta carotenes. Then tocopherols, vitamin E, consume foods such as potatoes, onions, black tea and grapes. Flavonoids are better absorbed when the molecules is not attached to any sugar molecules. That means, the flavonoids obtained from the onions would be better absorbed than those obtained from the grapes. And other the anthocyanin, that polyphenols, so that the absorbance of the anthocyanin can be increased. So, eat fruits such as blueberries, blackberries, grapes as well as dark chocolate. So, you can have the higher intake of the anthocyanin. Though other foods such as strawberries contains anthocyanin, the anthocyanin from the darker foods are absorbed better than the lighter foods, light food, that is the blackberry or the blueberries, they are the dark chocolate also, chocolates. So, if you are taking daily intake also, so that can increase the anthocyanin absorption in the body. The polyphenols consume foods such as the teas, dark berries, grapefruits and juice, and consumption guidelines from anthocyanin and flavonoids apply to most of the polyphenols. For lycopene, consume tomato products. So, tomato means you can have it is much easier to absorb lycopene from cooked tomato and products, because if you take raw tomato, you have the less body absorption of the lycopene. To have the better absorption, higher absorptions, we can take cooked tomato, that is stuffed tomato is much better than the cooked tomato, you can say stuffed tomato. So, that has the better absorption of the lycopene by human body. Consuming tomato with the dietary fats, the cooking oils, that increases absorption of lycopene instead of raw tomato. Then coenzyme Q10. So, consume whole wheat breads or the meats, especially the liver, that means the organ meats contains more coenzyme Q10 as compared to the muscle derived meats. Organ meats, either the liver meats or the brain meats or the kidney meats. So, those type of the organ meats, they contains the higher coenzyme Q10 as compared to the muscle derived meat. So, these are the the compounds, the antioxidants, and they are the natural sources from where it is available. So, in the daily food, the diet intake, so you can at least include some of the antioxidants, so that we can keep yourself fit from many of the chronic diseases. So, similarly the phytochemicals means the plant origins. So, they also contains antioxidants, the phytochemicals like polyphenols they have, these are all antioxidants. So, phyto comes from the Greek word, that means plant. Phytochemical means plant chemicals and secondary metabolites. So, substances in a plant that may help prevent the disease like cancer and the heart disease. So, those are phytochemicals. So far scientists know about 3000 different phytochemicals with possible health benefits. More than 100 phytochemicals are from vegetable source. So, some foods such as the whole grains, vegetables, beans, fruits and herbs contains many phytochemicals. The easiest way to get more phytochemicals to eat more fruits, that is say blueberries and the cranberries, cherries, apple. So, they can provide the phytochemicals, and vegetables like cauliflower, cabbage, carrot and broccoli. So, that those vegetables and fruits and vegetables, they provide the phytochemical. That means, in your daily intake we are having the carbohydrates, we are having the proteins, we are having the fats. In addition to that, we should take regularly the few fruits like the berries, fruits or cherries, apple, and also the vegetables like the cauliflowers. Also cooking depends on the cooking process, how we are cooking, not overcooking, so that the phytochemicals can remain intact, active, and they can be better absorbed by the human body, like the cauliflower, the cabbage, the carrots, the broccoli, example, the good source, the best source of the phytochemicals for the human body. So, see how do phytochemicals to work. So, that is the question, how it can be effective phytochemicals. So, that phytochemicals, they do contains they provide the antioxidant activity, because they increases the antioxidant activity of the food materials having phytochemicals. The most phytochemicals have antioxidant activity, that means, and protect our cells against oxidative damage and reduce the risk of developing certain type of cancer. So, for example, the phytochemicals with antioxidant activity, that is algae sulfides that comes from onion, leeks and garlic, and the carotenoids comes from fruits like carrots, and the flavonoids comes from fruits and vegetables, and polyphenols comes from teas and grapes. So, those are the antioxidants. Say the phytochemicals comes from the plant origin antioxidants. They do help in fighting or in protecting the human being from the many type of the cancers. Then also the phytochemicals, they have the hormonal actions like the isoflavones, that is the flavonoids, isoflavones, So, that comes from basically found in the soybean fruits, and that imitate the human estrogens and help to reduce menopausal symptoms and the osteoporosis, especially for the ladies as per the latter age. So, they do suffer from the osteoporosis. To avoid that, because the loss in the weights, loss in height, and also the bone fractures or the weakness in the bone, that comes especially in the ladies. So, by having the isoflavones, and that comes from the soybean, you know, the isoflavone that has the higher bioavailability, and soybean is the best source of providing isoflavones. So, daily intake of soybean, so that it can protect from this type of disease, and mostly soybean can be found in many way. You can have the soybean seeds, you can have as a tofu, soya tofu, we can have the soya milk also, and they have the better, because even the children also can be provided daily intake of the soya milk. So, that provides these flavonoids or the phytochemicals, and it can protect from many type of diseases in the starting from the child age. Then also these phytochemicals, they have the stimulation of enzymes. They have, that means the indoles which are found in cabbage stimulate enzymes that make the estrogens less effective and could reduce the risk of the breast cancer. So, that is why some enzymes are also stimulate enzyme that comes from the phytochemicals. Then interference with the DNA replications, that is saponins found in beans interfere with the replication of cell DNA, thereby preventing the multiplication of the cancer cells. So, that is what the phytochemicals, they do work, they prevent the multiplication of the cancer cells. Also, it has the antibacterial effects. So, the phytochemicals allicin from garlic has antibacterial effects. So, these are the activity of the job or the benefits of having the phytochemicals. They come from the plant sources. So, that provide the antioxidants, especially for the to protect cancers, and they have that regulate the hormonal actions, stimulations of the enzymes, and also interference with the DNA replications that that avoid the multiplication of the cancer cell, and it has the antibacterial effect. So, having the fruits and vegetables in the daily intake, more of fruits and vegetables. So, you can keep yourself the healthy, that means the health mechanism, health defense mechanism in the body can be enhanced, can be increased or improved by having the fruits and vegetables. And those antioxidants are the phytochemicals. You can find the organic foods, I say, have the better contents as compared to conventional. This is you can say almost the if you talk about the secondary metabolites, especially as antioxidants or the phytochemicals, definitely organic foods are healthier or have the superiority as compared to conventional foods. So, 10-year comparison of the influence of organic and conventional crop management practice on flavonoids content tomato. So, this research came from the Mitchell et al. In 2007. So, from the 10-year study they have found, so these are the flavonoid compounds are the quercetin, naringenin and the camphorol. These are the compounds, these are content in the conventional food, that is a chemical fertilizers or the chemical pesticide applications, and this is the fully organic, no application of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. So, if you see the quercetin, so in this case of conventional food 64.6, but in organic it is 115.5, and same for the naringenin, this is 30.2 in case of conventional, this is very high in organic, and camphorol, and these are 32.06, 63.3 in case of organic. That means the content of the secondary metabolites is definitely higher in organic products as compared to conventional products, and especially to fight against the disease, to increase the immune systems of the body, to enhance the immune system of the body, to have a better health systems, we should have the daily intake of the antioxidants or that say phytochemicals, and that should come from the natural sources, say plant based products. And because our health systems, body systems, they have the many enzymes like the superoxide dismutase. So, enzymes are there, they do fight the formation of the against the formation of the free radicals like the superoxides. So, as there is a regular formation of free radicals due to several reasons, either you are taking very bad foods or you are under stress conditions or there is a high pollutions. In that case, there is a release of the free radicals in the body. So, there is a need to neutralize those free radicals, not to allow the formation of free radicals and not to allow the reactive oxygen species formation in the body. To reduce those formations, there should be antioxidants. So, antioxidants do neutralize the formation of free radicals, and they do help in improving the immune systems of the bodies, and they can prevent from many cancer diseases. And those antioxidants can be supplied from the natural sources, and the natural sources especially from the organic grown products, because the organic grown products have higher content of phytochemicals or antioxidants, and they can fight back many type of diseases like cardiovascular diseases or the cancer diseases, or the many chronic diseases can be cured or cannot because the patient or the human being may not suffer from this type of disease if you regularly take or in your daily diets these type of antioxidants from the natural sources, and mostly organic products, they have the higher content of these antioxidants. With this, I conclude this lectures. Thank you very much.